Hi. So I built an AI agent that automates incident responses. When a service goes down, it figures out who was affected, whether SLA contracts were breached, and whom to notify. Let me show you three scenarios. So first of all, let me just cd into my directory so that I can start my agentic workflow. I'll just go and this. Now I will type on this command here, which is basically my scripts run.py and then my query. So my query will be what tier is customer first 05 on and who is their CSM. And I'll use a local provider here, which is basically my Llama model, uh, local. So this is the first scenario where we are trying to imitate a simple data lookup, no documents needed. So once it gets run, we'll see that what tier that customer is on and who is their CSM. So here are the results. So you can see that the first iteration we got an LLM callback. So here we are using Qwen model, and this is a three-step thought, action, and reaction process. So first, it thought of to determine the tier and CSM of customer, and here's the final answer that the customer tier is enterprise and the CSM is Diane Roderick. So let's start with the second scenario, which is um, this. So I'll just type on my query here, which is basically auth service 30-second flip. So auth service had a 30-second error spike at 3:14 UTC today. What should we do? So here it's a mixture of reg plus tool calling. You'll see a 30-second flip. The temptation is to page the CSM immediately. So you'll see here that the agents checked math. So given that the downtime is 30 seconds, well below all tier thresholds, I can confirm this by assessing one enterprise customer. So this is the tool that was called, and you can see that the breach is false. That means we do not need to notify any customer within that 30-second breach. So here's the final answer. 30-second server spike in the auth survey does not breach any tier SLA. Therefore, no customer notification or credits are necessary. This incident can be logged internally for monitoring purpose, but no customer success outreach or status page needs an update. So here you see that it successfully retrieved the docs from the chunks, and it knows how it knows knowledge. No, it knows that when not to act is harder, and this is where it succeeds. Then there's third type, which is this. So here we're gonna do is type in a query, which is this. Search service was down between 14:03 and 14:15 UTC. So it's a 12-minute breach, and what we need to do is just write down today's date, which is basically 2026/09, and which month is it? It's 5th. Okay, like that. 05/09, and assess customer impact and trigger appropriate notifications. So this is the third scenario, the real scenario, 12-minute search outage. You'll see that in here, 24 customer will be affected, and our tool is self-sustained, that it will first, within its iteration, it will try to find out what are the customer affected within that time period. So I need to determine the customer that were affected in search service outage. It successfully determined that there are 24 customers that are affected. Then the affected customer includes enterprise, business, and pro, and free tiers. So next, it will try to reach out to those documents to understand what are the enterprise and these tier SLA, and we'll try to calculate the compensate. And as a final answer, you'll see a 12-minute search service outage affected 24 customers from different tiers. Only one enterprise customer had an SLA reach out and have been notified. Each is only 10% MCP rate. No notifications are required. Both for business, pro, and free tier, a status page update notification has been triggered. So this was the tool called. This was a query made by the local agent. Now I'll try to go with the API, which is basically a Anthropics model. So I deliberately made it a hybrid architecture where we can try to compare between the results and responses by the local models and the big models. And it is not a feedback thing. It's basically a argument away from us what model we want to use. So here you can see that I called the Claude Haiku model, and the iterations are kind of similar, but the quality of answer has been improved quite a lot. You can see it successfully determined that 4 customers were impacted, and in the enterprise tier, 8 customers in the business, 8 customers in pro, and 4 were. So notified customer success team for all 4 enterprise customers drafted status page update for public communication. So this was it, and so it's like a 7 iteration 6 to call, and around $9,600 were liable in the credit for CSM notifications, and this is how this agentic workflow works in the background. Thank you so much.